Our government needs people to remain employed, to actually stay in business. And at the moment, with what they are doing with regards to policy, it's not really helping them to not create a climate and an environment where there's more businesses created, more jobs created, so that people can remain employed, and then for SARS to collect pay as you earn. Because we have a dwindling tax base, and I want to cover two articles just briefly. This won't be a long video. Where in Business Tech it says over 50,000 taxpayers cut ties with SARS. So the tax base that is dwindling, and then it talks about only 2.4% of South Africans that pay 77% of all income tax. And this is from the Daily Investor. And if we look at this tax base that is highly concentrated, with 2.4% of South Africans paying 77% of all personal income tax in the country, it means that just over 1.5 million people out of the broader population pay 562 billion rands worth of personal income tax. And most of that income tax comes from pay as you earn. So employees' tax, pay as you earn, is collected by employees and paid to SARS monthly, which means that you don't have to do a submission. That money comes straight to them. It's the easiest way for them to get solid tax money. The next one is provisional taxes payable every 6 months by any person who derives income other than remuneration and allowance or an advance. Now, a lot of people might not declare this. And the last one, assessed tax, which is paid on the annual final assessment of tax payable, of which many people don't declare any of their tax. So pay as you earn is the way to go if government wants to stay in business. And they are putting themselves out of business with policies, especially the African National Congress, with policies that drives business away, that reduces jobs, as we see now in the steel industry, especially with the smelters, with long steel and many other industries in South Africa that are leaving, that cannot pay their workers anymore. That's besides state subsidiaries or state entities like the NUL that have announced that they cannot pay their workers at the end of the month. So in these articles, it highlights two problems. That South Africa has a very narrow tax base, and that any government that wants to stay in business, because that's what they've become, you would want to look after that tax base, not chase them away. But no, not this government. And the 50,000 taxpayers that have cut ties with SARS, in other words, saying that they are not taxpayers in South Africa anymore, have decided to leave the country. And President Cyril Ramaphosa has said, if people don't want to live here, he's not going to stop them from moving somewhere else. And that is fine, except if you want to stay in business. Where are they going to get the money from? And it says here, South African Revenue Services says over 50,000 taxpayers have ceased to be tax residents in South Africa over the past 7 years. So over a 7-year period, but those are 50,000 people that pay tax. They are in a higher tax brackets. And this is important to understand. And between 2020 and 2024, just over 1 million South Africans live abroad. In other words, they earn money elsewhere. They don't earn money in the country anymore. And I'll give you a link to both these articles in the description below the video, as well as in the first comment, so you can go and look at the gist of what is happening. But it's important to understand that over the past 30 years, tax collections have increased from 113.8 billion in 1994-95 to 1.9 trillion in 2024-25. This is a compound annual growth rate of 9.8%. So SARS, they say here, is the best performing entity within government. Now, this is preposterous. Maybe if they deliver services, people won't have a problem with paying their tax. But I believe there's a silent tax revolt happening, especially in the last two categories I mentioned, with provisional tax and assessed tax, where when it comes to pay as you earn, you have no choice. The money is deducted beforehand already. So, if you look at the income from salaries, wages, and other forms of remuneration, it accounted for over 75% of that taxable income in 2024-25. So pay as you earn is carrying the burden. And if people are losing their jobs, the income pool is decreasing. And all SARS is going to do is they are just going to become more efficient at finding new ways of getting money. And this is what they've been doing. And they are trying to use AI to do this. They are so desperate that they are going after the smallest fruit that they can pick from the tree at this stage, like people on social media, etc. I mean, if someone is given a pair of shoes from us as a sponsorship, SARS now wants that person on TikTok or whatever to declare that they've received a pair of shoes from a company that wants them to promote it. How are you going to pay tax on that? This is going to become quite a mess. However, SARS is desperate, and yet they have been able to increase their gatherings from the South African people. Here's the thing. The people that are paying the most tax are leaving. These are not the very wealthy in our country. Many of those big companies is a big source of income for the government. But most of the income that the government gets comes from personal income tax, from the citizens, not from large industry. But who do they look after the most? The politicians. We as individuals don't go and fund these political parties. What happens is large corporations donate funds towards the political parties, and their interests are looked after with your taxpayers' money. And this is something you need to understand. South Africa's concentrated tax base, it says here in Daily Investor, that we have a highly concentrated tax base with a relatively small proportion of individuals contributing most revenue for the state. In the latest statistics, SARS revealed that 80.4% of assessed individual taxpayers had taxable income of less than 500,000. This means that the vast majority of South Africans fall below the tax return submission threshold for employment income. So the most people fall below the limit, which is around, I think, 8,000 Rand a month. So those people pay VAT. It's not like people don't pay tax. Everyone in the country pays tax. They still pay VAT, but there are certain items that there is no VAT on, the things that you need to survive typically. So at the end of the day, it is literally a matter of time as people leave the country because of the massive tax burden that are left on a few people. I mean, that 2.4% was over 3% not so long ago. Now it's below 3%. We're now at 2.4%. Soon it'll be 2%. What then? What is the government going to do then? So we are sitting on a timeline here, and I will call it a ticking time bomb for the government, not for the people of South Africa. We're very resilient. We put up with so much crap from this government. The only thing is we are so resilient that we have not gotten to the point yet where we say, let's change the governance system. That instead of blaming the ANC, that the ANC is now in government with the DA. That the DA hasn't made these changes, not said, listen here, you're stuffing up with your policies and what you are doing to the point where it makes a difference for business, where businesses don't still leave the country. The DA hasn't managed to achieve this. We need a new governance system. We need it fast. And we need a governance system where we can elect our leaders directly so that we can hold them accountable. There is no accountability in the current governance system. If we don't change how we elect our leaders, if we don't change how government is structured, reduce the size of government, and move many things towards the local government level, and even change how that works, change our education system, change our military to make it stronger, etc. Look after our borders so that we actually have sovereignty, the country will become nothing. There will be no identity left, and South Africa as it is now will cease to exist, and many people can't wait for that to happen, for us to be able to create something new if we have a core of people that still want that. As long as we have South Africans that want to live here, that want sovereignty, that want freedom, we can achieve it. If not, the others will come in from outside and fill the void when our government and their rot comes to an end. Because it will. Time is running out. Tell me in the comments how much time you think this government has left. carrying on the way that they do with this diminishing tax base, how long can they still keep up with the charade? We need to change the governance system. You need to find parties that are willing to change the governance system. They exist. Vote for them. Support them. Be vocal about changing how we elect our leaders. There is no perfect political system in the world. However, we can have a better system, a much better system, and the solutions are there. You need to find them and follow them, and I'll speak about that a lot more in future. Thanks so much for watching this video, and please subscribe to this channel if you have not yet. Click the bell icon if you want notifications for future videos, and just remember, we are South Africans first. What we create in this country is up to us, because our government is destroying the country. They are not going to create that future reality. And I want to remain free. That is my main priority. I don't want people to dictate to me how I live my life. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, stay free.